Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Battle Through the Heavens 2. Rebirth of Emperor Yang Part 45 based on novel. So let's start. At the top of a mountain peak, Xiao Yan sat cross-legged. His breath had reached the peak. When his palm turned over, Kai Yang crystal appeared in Xiao Yan's palm out of thin air. A smile appeared at the corners of his mouth, and Xiao Yan's heart moved. At the center of his eyebrows, the terrible soul force gushed out like an ocean tide and quickly condensed into an embodiment in front of Xiao Yan. Looking at the avatar in front of him, Xiao Yan also felt a little sigh, but even turned into a faint smile, waved his big sleeve and shot the red inflammatory crystal in his hand into Hua's body. Xiao Yan gently shook his head and threw the thoughts in his mind out of the body. The different fire in his body converged from the pores of Xiao Yan's body, turned into a colorful hot dragon and soared in the sky. After twice engraving Yang Jing, Xiao Yan has a new method for its engraving means. With the power of soul and the power of different fire, the two are integrated, and the engraving will be twice the result with half the effort. Therefore, Xiao Yan was not worried about the third engraving process. Just before preparation, Xiao Yan turned his eyes back to the direction he had always been. After looking at it for a few times, he turned back again. When the mind moves, the soul power of terror is also rapidly condensed. In an instant, it turns into an invisible dragon like the Yang dragon, occupying one side of the sky with the Yang dragon. Then the next moment, the Yang dragon and the invisible dragon flew up into the sky together, chased each other, and quickly integrated into each other. When he flew down, he looked like a real vacuum. Under the influence of the dragon blood in Xiao Yan's body, I'm afraid that there are people of the dragon family here at the moment. He will not hesitate to think that this giant dragon is a member of the dragon family. The dragon was frozen. Xiao Yan's mind turned again. The dragon also roared up to the sky, and then made a sudden move. It collided with the avatar fiercely. Looking at the posture, it seemed to break the avatar. Its power was amazing. Xiong! A powerful collision sound suddenly came from the place where the dragon collided with one person. The dragon's body condensed by different fire scratched hard on the avatar. The surrounding space collapses in an instant at the place where it passes, and at the place where it collides, a large amount of magma drops from the high altitude like a hard scraped dragon scale, making the mountains and forests hundreds of miles below turn into a lava hell in a moment. And the avatar was forcibly blasted out by this powerful force within a few breaths after colliding with the Yang dragon. Although this incarnation contains the advantages of Xiao Yan in all aspects, only the incarnation of Do Zong's strength is unbearable under the terrible collision of Yang Long. After the bang, the avatar was blown away by the hot dragon and smashed into the lava hell below. The avatar was hit hard by this. Naturally, Xiao Yan, as the noumenon, was inevitably involved. At the moment when the avatar flew backward, Xiao Yan's sitting body couldn't help shaking. His normal face also changed slightly at the moment. Even so, Xiao Yan still calmed his mind, moved his mind, and summoned his avatar back again. The huge Yang dragon body flew in the air and made a low sound of dragon singing in his mouth. Then, when the avatar just stood and stabilized, the Yan Long hit it again, and the avatar was no more than smashed into the lava hell again. After this repetition, after 5 hours, when the first ray of morning light in the sky came, the dragon in front of Xiao Yan finally dispersed, and a thick layer of thunder cloud slowly condensed above the sky. Thunder robbery. The most critical moment to condense the avatar finally came again. Xiao Yan looked at the thunder cloud on the 9 days, and his heart couldn't help rising a sense of pride. He looked at the more and more condensed avatar, and Xiao Yan's mouth also aroused a smile. At the moment, the incarnation has reached the peak level of the 8-star Dual Saint. It is only one step away from the 9-star Dual Saint. It only needs an opportunity to make a successful breakthrough, and the thunder robbery at the moment seems to be the best opportunity. Ha ha. Come on, let me see how powerful this thunder robbery is. At the moment, Xiao Yan has already put all his mind and spirit on the avatar in front of him, controlling the avatar. When his body shakes, he immediately hits the sky and rushes towards the thunderstorm. On the 9th day, the thunder cloud seemed to feel Xiao Yan's provocation. After a burst of rumbling thunder, a large thunder and lightning of tens of feet suddenly rushed out of the thunder cloud, just like a thunder dragon coming down to this incarnation. Drink! The avatar also roared up to the sky, and the strength of the right fist was condensed. When the thunder dragon bullied the body, a fist burst out and hit the thunder dragon's head. Burst! There was a roar like a beast in his throat, and the thunder dragon broke into dozens of segments, and then dissipated between the heaven and the earth. Xiao Yan also felt the more and more surging energy in his body, and his heart was even more heroic. He roared again and smiled at the sky. Ha ha ha, why, the power of heaven and earth is only like this. It's really tickling, ha ha ha, come again. This provocation also seemed to completely arouse the anger of the thunder cloud. The next moment, after a tumult in the thunder cloud, hundreds of thunder were shot down together and bombarded the incarnation of Xiao Yan. At the moment, Xiao Yan finally felt a sense of dignity in his heart. He clenched his fists slowly, and the fighting spirit in his body gathered on his arms. His eyes stared at the 100 thunders, and then his body flashed into the sky again. Xiao Yan knew very well that if he could successfully resist these 100 thunders, his incarnation strength would also enter the 9-star dual saint, but if he could resist with one blow, it would be too whimsical. Therefore, Xiao Yan can try his best to smash a part of the thunder before the 100 thunder gather together. Otherwise, if he really hits down at that time, even he is afraid it will be difficult to resist. Drink! With a violent drink, Xiao Yan controlled his avatar to blow out with a fist and bombarded out with a thunder in front of him. Boom! With a roar, the thunder broke, but Xiao Yan's figure also disappeared. In the next moment, there was another loud bang and another thunder, which slowly dissipated between the heaven and the earth. Unfortunately, although Xiao Yan did his best, after all, the physical strength of this painting at the moment is too weak. Only the strength of the 8-star Doshing is still too difficult under this 100 thunder robberies. Drink! Give it to me! With all his strength, Xiao Yan punched again and finally, and tried his best to blow to a thunder. Boom! Thunder broke, and Xiao Yan's incarnation also fell uncontrollably to the ground. But at this time, on the horizon, most of the hundreds of thunder still gathered together and turned into a more terrible thunder dragon. The thunder dragon roared to the sky. After a roar, the thunder dragon immediately flashed before Xiao Yan's falling body, and a terrible thunder bombarded Xiao Yan. Click! An invisible crisp sound sounded from Xiao Yan's heart, and Xiao Yan's closed eyes also opened in an instant. At this moment, a magnificent momentum also burst out from Xiao Yan's body, and the thunder that pounded Xiao Yan was broken again. The falling body also stopped at the void in an instant. Xiao Yan looked at the thunder dragon directly above him with a dignified face. Although the avatar broke through at the critical moment and stepped into the rank of 9 stars fighting saints, the thunder dragon in front of him is obviously not something Xiao Yan can easily deal with. At the moment, Xiao Yan finally felt a pressure on his heart. Roar! With a roar, Lei Long's huge body slowly twisted, and then, like a squeezed spring, suddenly bit off at Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan didn't dare to be careless. His body retreated suddenly. His internal fighting spirit also condensed rapidly in his palm. In just a moment, it condensed into a huge ruler. Xiao Yan waved the giant ruler at the moment when his men kept fighting. He created a shield around his body out of thin air. This is Xiao Yan's second largest ruler fighting skill, Liuhe Swimming Body Ruler. Liuhe Swimming Ruler. While Xiao Yan cast the 6 Harmony Swimming Body Ruler, the Thunder Dragon swallowed it. Under the strong bite, it was more and more difficult for Xiao Yan to cast the 6 Harmony Swimming Body Ruler. After holding on for a moment, the huge ruler condensed by fighting spirit in his hand finally burst into countless small fighting light points, and the Thunder Dragon's sharp teeth were also bitten off towards the incarnation of Xiao Yan. Hiss! When Xiao Yan was ready to bear a heavy blow to his soul, a hissing sound came out, and the Thunder Dragon that bit hard at him also disappeared at the moment of raising his eyes. Yes, it completely disappeared. A thunder dragon hundreds of feet suddenly disappeared between the heaven and earth, and all the breath disappeared, just like everything Xiao Yan had just experienced was just dreaming, which seemed very dreamy. This? Xiao Yan also looked strangely at the empty space above his head. The moment before, there was still a terrible thunder dragon. At least until this incarnation, it's scary. Whoosh! A sharp breaking wind sounded. Xiao Yan was warm in his arms. When he looked down, he showed a warm smile at the corners of his mouth. It is Xiao Jin in Xiao Yan's arms at the moment. I'm afraid Xiao Jin can do what he can solve that day in an instant between heaven and earth. Xiao Yan's palm gently caresses Xiao Jin in his arms, and Xiao Jin also plays around Xiao Yan's arm. From time to time, he adds Xiao Yan's fingers with his small tongue, which makes Xiao Yang feel more warm in his heart. Xiao Jin, thank you. Wu, Xiao Yang spit out such a sentence from his mouth, and Xiao Jin seems to understand it. Jin Kankan's small body looks more energetic. Xiao Yang smiled and let him cling to his arm. He looked up at the 9 days. After tossing for a moment, the thunder clouds there finally dissipated. The sky was almost noon. When his mind returned to his body, Xiao Yang opened his eyes slowly, took a long sigh of relief, and raised his eyes to look in front of him. In this instant, all 3 incarnations appeared in front of Xiao Yang. Avatars gather together. Next, there is the process of integration. This process is much simpler than concise. As long as the fighting spirit in the 3 avatars can integrate with each other, it will be much simpler. In short, this process needs enough time. When time comes, the avatar will become itself. The integration of the 3 incarnations is just a matter of time, which is quite reassuring for Xiao Yang. But the most important thing at present is that Xiao Yang just felt 2 not very friendly smells, and the owners of the 2 smells are coming in the direction of Xiao Yang. 2 7.5 emperors, Mo Zhai, in order to deal with me, you really can take such a big hand. I'll take it impolitely. Feeling the 2 strong breath approaching, Xiao Yang smiled at the corners of his mouth, recalled a cold arc, and looked at the 2 black spots far away in the sky. When the 2 men were coming, Xiao Yang also glanced at the 3 incarnations that were still merging. Then with a wave of his big sleeve, the 3 incarnations instantly turned into 3 strands of energy and entered Xiao Yang's body. At the fusion stage, the integration of avatars only takes time. It's good if the forces in their bodies can be fully integrated. It doesn't really matter where to integrate. Hee, you must be the amazing rock owl. Before the person arrived, a heroic laugh that sounded harmless came over, but it turned into a sneer in Xiao Yang's ear. Then Xiao Yang smiled back. If I say I'm not a rock owl, do you believe it? Ha ha, since it is, why hide it? It's useless. Xiao Yang shrugged and refused to comment. To tell the truth, no one believed it. He was not a rock owl. His name was just an alias. These 2 old guys didn't believe it. Lord Yang Xiao, you must already know the purpose of our 2 coming. Near the front, one of the 2 old men with a scar on his face looked at Xiao Yang and said with a laugh. Xiao Yang raised a sneer at the corner of his mouth, looked at the old man slightly, and smiled slowly. Take people's money and eliminate disasters for others. Since you 2 have benefited from Mo Zhai, I'm afraid you must kill me today. The 2 old men smiled in unison and looked at each other. The other old man turned his eyes to Xiao Yang and said with a smile. I'm Fang Zun. This is Wang Qi. I don't know if Your Excellency Yang Xiao knows us both. I don't know. Xiao Yang's face was expressionless and slowly opened his mouth and returned. When they heard the speech, they also frowned slightly. Then Fang Zun smiled again and said, It doesn't matter if we don't know each other. In addition, Brother Wang Qi and I are all 7.5 emperors. Of course, we both know that you have an extremely powerful fighting skill that can make you face 6.5 emperors, but at the moment, it's hard for us to use it. So, Xiao Yang was still plain, as if the man the old man was talking about was not him. He seemed very indifferent to it. Fang Zun heard Xiao Yang's words. A pair of shadowy old eyes also stared at Xiao Yang and said slowly. So, I'm going to give you a decent way to die, which will save us both from wasting our spare strength and fighting with you. You can decide by yourself. Xiao Yang raised his eyebrows. The two old guys really believed in their strength, but then Xiao Yang smiled again, looked up at the other side and sneered. Sorry, my bones are cheap. I'm afraid you have to waste some energy if you want me to die. Otherwise, you can only work here with me. As soon as Xiao Yang said this, the two elders suddenly snorted coldly, looked angrily at Xiao Yang and shouted coldly. Rock Owl, do you really want me to fight you? Xiao Yang sneered and said nothing. With Xiao Yang's control over Tianjuabu, there are only 2 7-star and half emperors, and the speed is not as fast as him. It's not easy to show the reincarnation of Buddha anger. Although the Buddha anger reincarnation can only solve one of them, and his loss will be large at that time, but Xiao Yang can't run yet. As long as one of the two people is killed, Mo Shai will converge a little in the face of himself in the future and save more trouble. Xiao Yang's calm attitude made them angry. Even Chi Chi gave a cold hum and shouted to Xiao Yang again. Rock Owl, since you want me to do it to you, I will show you today. The strength of the 7-star and half emperor is definitely not comparable to that of the 6-star and half emperor. As soon as the voice fell, Fang Zun first moved and rushed to Xiao Yang. Rock Owl, I heard that you have a set of body methods and fighting skills, so let me see if you can be so fierce in my field. Drink. Ice field. Open. With a violent drink, Fang Zun's black robe was broken in an instant. Instead, it was a set of cold armor with ice cones all over. At the moment when the cold armor appeared, a cold breath of frozen heaven and earth also spread from Fang Zun. Fang Zun was thousands of miles around and turned into a cold world, that is, even the lava hell below was frozen by this cold ice. This shows how terrible this ice field is. At the moment when the ice field spread, Xiao Yang also felt the temperature of the space around him, and became cold to the bone at this moment. This terrible low temperature, I'm afraid even if a 9th order warcraft with fire attribute comes, it's difficult to support a few breath. The 7-star and half emperor is really terrible. The changes in the surrounding space also made Xiao Yang's face look slightly changed, but that's all. For Xiao Yang, the most fearless thing is cold ice, because no matter how cold the other party is, it will become useless in front of his strange fire. In an instant, while the cold ice field spread around Xiao Yang's body, Fang Zun's figure also appeared on the right side of Xiao Yang's body. Cold ice palm. With a low cry, Fang Zun's right palm was instantly covered by a layer of ice blue solid ice. When that palm burst out, Xiao Yang's body was already surrounded by a thick layer of ice. Even the actions of Xiao Yang's men became slow in an instant. There was no way to retreat. Xiao Yang's eyes suddenly became fierce. The strange fire in his body surged in an instant, and the ice around him melted rapidly, which also surprised De Fangxuan's eyes. The power of different fire is really terrible. Before it is completely released, it has such power. It is really terrible. But Fang Zun is also a 7-star and a half emperor. No matter whether Xiao Yang has different fire or not, he will not have the slightest fear under his confident strength. When the cold ice fighting spirit in the lower body surges rapidly, the cold ice palm on the right palm is even colder at the moment. Where the cold ice palm passes, even the space is frozen. Xiao Yang uttered a cold hum in his mouth, turned his right palm, and a strange fire burst out in the palm of his hand, turning his whole palm into a strange fire palm. Drink. With a low drink, Xiao Yang and the cold ice palm met fiercely. This palm had no strong fighting skills, but only the terrible smell of different fire. After all, at Xiao Yang's level, ordinary fighting skills can no longer meet their strength requirements. At this time, compared with fighting skills, using their own strength will be more powerful. This point can be seen from the look change on Fang Zun's face when he saw Xiao Yang's palm. Fang Zun dared not relax his palm in his heart. Boom! At the next moment, both of them were mighty hands of ice and fire, and they were fiercely roaring together. A fierce fighting storm swept away from the place where they collided, so that the sky within a radius of thousands of miles was as if washed by water in an instant, and the large clouds that were originally wandering leisurely were turned into nothingness in this instant. The space where the two people met had already collapsed under the two palms and turned into a dark, deep and endless void. Fang Zun was also shocked by Xiao Yang's momentum. Unexpectedly, Xiao Yan was able to fight against him without defeat. This son is really the dragon among people and the best among the best. If he is really allowed to grow up in the future, I'm afraid there will be a place between heaven and earth. However, it is a pity that they are bound to become enemies today. Even if they want to turn fighting into friendship, it is impossible to turn around. In that case, they must try their best to kill them and never give him a chance to escape. With this in mind, Fang Zun quickly gathered cold ice on the palm of his hand that had not been separated from Xiao Yan. Then his right arm shook and a terrible force erupted. At this moment, Xiao Yan's face changed again. Then, he felt that his body was invaded by a terrible dark force, and his body flew out uncontrollably. At the moment, Xiao Yan's heart is also very dignified. The 7-star-and-a-half Emperor is really extraordinary. Even if he wants to fight hard, he still seems to be struggling. When the mind moved, the different fire in the body surged in an instant, forcibly wrapped the dark strength that was about to explode, and then it was forcibly swallowed and refined under the terrible burning of the different fire. Xiao Yan's body was shocked and stood in the void. Then he looked up and looked at Fang Zun. In the first round, Xiao Yan suffered a big dark loss, and he should remember this guy. Fang Zun frowned when he saw Xiao Yan in a safe state. Then he felt that his dark strength had been forcibly swallowed up by Xiao Yan's strange fire. This also surprised Fang Zun. This rock owl is really a strange man. Such means are really unique in the world. Of course, on the other hand, Fang Zun's weight to Xiao Yan also soared again at this moment. He also understood that it would be difficult to defeat Xiao Yan. Bang! On the horizon, after the two lights of one ice and one fire collided with each other, they were instantly separated, the light dispersed, and the two human shadows also appeared from the light. It was Xiao Yan and Fang Zun. At the moment, Xiao Yan's clothes and robes are slightly damaged. The original momentum of soaring is also a little depressed at the moment, but even so, he still can't hide the fighting spirit in his eyes. Fang Zun really deserves to be a 7-star-and-a-half Emperor. With Xiao Yan's strength, if he doesn't use those means, he will fight hard. To tell the truth, Xiao Yan is really not his opponent. In half a day, Xiao Yan and Fang Zun didn't know how many rounds they had fought each other, but Fang Zun became more and more fierce after the first attack. Each move and every form completely suppressed Xiao Yan. If Xiao Yan didn't have different fire protection and Qian Jueba's advanced body fighting skills, I'm afraid Xiao Yan would have been defeated by Fang Zun's fierce bombardment. At this moment, although Xiao Yan was unwilling, he had to admit that the 7-star-and-a-half Emperor was really extraordinary. Such strength was definitely not comparable to Li Gan. However, while Xiao Yan felt pressure in his heart, Fang Zun was more shocked than him. With the strength of the 3-star-half Emperor, he was able to forcibly fight with his 7-star-half Emperor for so long without losing. If such achievements were taken out and put anywhere, I'm afraid no one would believe them. You know, as a 7-star-and-a-half Emperor, he has transcended the boundary of 6-star-and-a-half Emperor. He can really be regarded as a high-level-and-half Emperor. With such strength, those high-level warcraft at the level of half Emperor are unwilling to provoke easily. But Xiao Yan in front of him can be so capable. How can he not shock people from the bottom of his heart? Although Fang Zun was always in a state of suppressing Xiao Yan in the previous battle, he knew better than anyone that it was suppression, but he didn't get any cheap. Xiao Yan's body method is fierce. If he is allowed to be stronger than a star, he is afraid that he will be suppressed at that time. What's more, Xiao Yan's strange fire has a strong suppressive effect on his cold fighting spirit. No matter how many times he makes moves, but every time he is about to hurt Xiao Yan, he is forced to quit because of the terrible strange fire. This is also the place where Fang Zun is most afraid of Xiao Yan. If Xiao Yan didn't have different fire to protect his body, even if his body method was not slow, Fang Zun was sure to take it down. It's a pity. If he knew that Xiao Yan's body method didn't fully unfold at the moment, what would he feel in his heart? Fang Zun stared at Xiao Yan with icy blue eyes, narrowed his eyes slightly, then hugged his fist and smiled at Xiao Yan. Your Excellency Yang Xiao is really a world-renowned genius. No wonder even old things like Li Gan haven't gained half of the benefits with you. He Li Gan won't be wronged. Hearing this, Xiao Yan also smiled noncommittally. He also hugged Fang Zun and said with a smile, "Your Excellency Fang Zun is also good. The strength of the 7-star-and-half Emperor really makes people dare not look down on it. He, since I can't defeat you by thunder alone, I have to forgive my injustice." Before the words fell, Fang Zun's eyes also turned to Wang Qi, who had been watching the war in the distance, and smiled. "Brother Wang Qi, after watching it for so long, you should also know your ability. It's really difficult to beat him alone. Let's fight together and make a quick decision, or go back to work." Wang Qi, who had a scar on his face, heard Fang Zun's words, and his slightly stiff face was also moved. He saw all the fighting between the two just now. At the moment, he was very surprised at Xiao Yan's real strength, but he didn't expect that in the end, Fang Zun had to let himself do it. Wang Qi's angry eyes also looked at Xiao Yan in an instant. In his eyes, there was a violent surge of the power of fire, turned into an angry lion, and opened that big mouth to Xiao Yan. "Your strange fire is very strong, but my fire will not be afraid of you." At this time, Xiao Yan also knew that if the two really started, they would never just compete as pure as before, but really fight. Either Xiao Yan died or the two of them died. This is the only way to choose. Hearing Wang Qi's words, Xiao Yan smiled again and said with a smile, "Just right, I play with fire, but I've never lost anyone. Today, I'll have a good fight with you, the 7-star-and-half Emperor." As soon as Xiao Yan's voice fell, a terrible fire suddenly gushed out of Xiao Yan's pores, turning Xiao Yan into a gorgeous fireman in an instant. At the same time, a skyrocketing heat wave also spread rapidly from Xiao Yan's body, and the cold breath around Fang Zun's body shrank again. The look in Fang Zun's eyes changed again at this moment, and it was even more shocked to look at Xiao Yan. This rock owl has hidden his strength. However, for these, Wang Qi seemed to have never felt it. His body as strong as a lion suddenly shook. It was also an extremely hot and domineering flame that burst out in an instant and wrapped his whole body, and the turbulent flame condensed a ferocious and domineering lion head on his face, which looked majestic. Seeing this scene, Fang Zun had to move his mind. The fighting spirit in his body was quickly raised, and the hot air around him was again replaced by a terrible smell of cold ice. All fields are open, extremely cold fields. The field is fully open, Shiyang Field. At the same time, there was a flash of brilliance under their feet and quickly spread to the whole sky, while Xiao Yan was just shrouded in that field. When the two fields collided, Xiao Yan found that the forces in the two fields of ice and fire were fused together in an extremely strange way, just like bone spirit cold fire. Although the strength was far less than that, the new field formed by the integration of the two fields was more powerful than the original. At this point, Xiao Yan couldn't help but pick his eyebrows. These two people have the ability to integrate two diametrically opposite fields. Indeed, they are of the same origin. But then, Xiao Yan smiled softly in his heart. His eyes showed a strange color and looked at the fusion field that brought him in. His lips and teeth opened gently and slowly spit out a word. "The field of inflammation, open." The voice fell, but it was like the order of the gods. A terrible wave of strange fire suddenly centered on Xiao Yan and spread like thunder and lightning. In a short instant, the cold ice field and the lion fire field had been completely submerged. On this day, all that could be left was the burning terrible fire. At the moment, Fang Zun and Xiao Yan are also frowning. Unexpectedly, Xiao Yan's strange fire is so powerful that they can regard their fusion field as nothing. It seems that the way to use the field to suppress Xiao Yan is absolutely impossible. Fang Zun and Wang Qi looked at each other and nodded together. Then they flashed and rushed towards Xiao Yan together. "Drink. It's very cold." Suddenly, Fang Zun suddenly gave a violent drink in his mouth, and then his right palm suddenly grasped it. The cold ice in his body condensed rapidly. In just a few breaths, it condensed into a cold ice faucet, and the palms he held tightly were wrapped into it. At the same time, Wang Qi on the other side also gave a sudden roar, and the lifelike angry lion on his face rushed out at the moment, turned into a complete lion's head and rushed towards Xiao Yan. But then, Wang Qi suddenly punched out his left fist and fiercely inserted it into the lion's head. Then his soul suddenly stepped on the void and rushed to Xiao Yan again. In an instant, Fang Zun and Wang Qi approached very quickly, and then a dragon and a lion were blasted together by the two people. Ice crystal burning lion beast. The next moment, a roar like a dragon but not a dragon, like a lion but not a lion, came from the two people in an instant, which shocked the world. The space around the two people collapsed under the violent roar, and a huge warcraft with strange appearance slowly stepped out of the void above their heads. The shape of the warcraft is extremely huge. Just by visual inspection, it is afraid that nearly half of Xiao Yang's inflammatory field is covered by his body, and his body is also the fusion field of Fang Zun and Wang Qi. It is hot and mixed with extreme cold and low temperature. Roar? With a roar, the huge beast, after giving an order in the hearts of Fang Zun and Wang Qi at the same time, rushed over to Xiao Yan with the power of heaven. Everywhere he passed, the void space collapsed, and his feet melted with cold ice step by step. It looked like a giant god with extraordinary momentum. A warcraft is a perfect combination of extreme heat and extreme cold. Even in Xiao Yang's view, it feels a kind of magic. There are really all kinds of wonders between heaven and earth. Of course, although the giant beast is strong, it is easier to deal with in Xiao Yang's view at the moment. If Fang Zun and the two were separated to deal with Xiao Yang, it might make him feel a burst of pressure, but at the moment, the two people have repeatedly used these joint fighting skills and combined ice and fire. In this way, there is no threat to Xiao Yang. Although he saw the ice crystal burning lion beast crushing towards him, Xiao Yang seemed to have no intention to avoid. Instead, he looked at the ice crystal burning lion beast with an indifferent face, as if the other party had no lethality. It seems that this angered the ice crystal burning lion beast, which was already towering. Under Xiao Yang's indifferent eyes, he rushed straight into the sky and raised himself to the sky with a roar like a king, so that all warcraft within a radius of 10,000 miles were crawling on the ground at this moment, and his body was directly paralyzed, and he couldn't even tremble with fear. It can be seen that, how terrible is the power of this ice crystal burning lion beast. In an instant, the ice crystal burning lion beast has already arrived in front of Xiao Yang. A big mouth is also swallowed towards Xiao Yang. If it is swallowed by Xiao Yang, I'm afraid it is Xiao Yang today, and he will inevitably be hit hard. While the ice crystal burning lion beast's mouth had shrouded Xiao Yang's head in the darkness, Xiao Yang suddenly lit a dark white flame. While the white flame was burning, the huge mountain-like body of the ice crystal burning lion beast was suddenly fixed in place. Then, Fang Zun and Wang Qi were surprised to see that a thin layer of ice spread rapidly from the mouth of the ice crystal burning lion beast until the whole body was wrapped into it. At this moment, the ice crystal burning lion beast, which was still majestic, was completely transformed into an ice sculpture. At this moment, Fang Zun and Wang Qi were petrified in an instant. If you ride badly, maybe you have some water. Please feel free to tell Tux. There will be years of commentary. No, you can only make complaints about it. This video will end here.